set it, and Rich will put it down with some authority. A deep three from Andrews. Oh, make it rain, baby! Yes! Drives left, kicks it to the corner, to the left wing. The corner, or the wing three is up and good. Zoe Swallow dials it up from long range. Payoff pitch here from Turner. And that's going to be a fly ball, center field. That's going to get out here for loose. Here's the pitch. And a ground ball. That's going to get through the left side of the infield. That's going to score another run. And that's going to be an RBI single. Good morning, baseball fans, and welcome live right here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. As we welcome you guys to Coach Brian J. Dudley Field here in Selma, Indiana, here for today's 2024 Wapahani Baseball Invitational first game of the day between the visiting team, the Greenwood Christian Academy Cougars, coming in at 6-5 here on the season, as they take on your 4-8 Wapahani Raiders here this morning. Again, as always, I'm your play-by-play broadcaster, Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. As we get things started here this morning with our Raiders Live pregame show presented by Dr. Carrot J. Wolf, DDSPC. Again, a proud sponsor here of the WHS Network. So, Wapahani had a little bit of a tough week here for us, unfortunately. 3 losses this week. Started off the week at Yorktown. Went down in defeat there in that one in a close matchup. I think we ended up getting beat. I think it might have been like 5-4, I believe. And then suffered a loss at Westell, also there in the early part of the week, and then wrapped up things as far as for weekday games when we traveled over to Shenandoah there the other night, and unfortunately lost that one as well. So 0-3 week so far. But hopefully the Raiders are geared up for what will hopefully be a victorious day here at Coach Brian J. Dudley Field. And obviously, we had some rain earlier this morning. Clouds have subsided, and so has the rain. And now skies have opened up, and we should have a beautiful sunny day here in Selma, Indiana. So we're really looking forward to today's Wapahani Baseball Invitational. Again, the second game today, that's going to be featuring the Jay County Patriots as they take on the Park Tudor Panthers. So that will be the second game of the day. Following that, as far as the rest of the schedule throughout the rest of the day right here, the loser of Game 1 here between Wapahani and Greenwood Christian Academy and Jay County and Park Tudor, they will play in a consolation game. That will be right around 2:30. Then with a championship game being played around 4:30, 5 o'clock, somewhere around in that time frame. So that's the schedule here for today. Like I said, we're expecting a great day. Should be windy outside here majority of the day, which that could be interesting for any fly balls that get up into the air. So we'll see how things pan out throughout the day as far as where that goes. But other than that, like I said, we're expecting a beautiful sunny day here from Coach Brian J. Dudley Field. And so now we're going to switch gears here a little bit. Now we're going to take a look here at today's starting lineups here in just a moment. Again, 6-5 are the Greenwood Christian Academy Cougars coming into this morning's matchup. Like I said, Wapahani coming in at 4-8, coming off of 3 losses in a row here, looking to get back to their winning ways here this morning. And so we're going to take a look here at this starting lineup here for the Greenwood Christian Academy Cougars. So leading things off will be the shortstop, number 3, Caden Camden. Batting second, the second baseman, number 44, Wyatt Schlager. Batting third and catching, number 8, Colton Flint. And the cleanup spot, we have the first baseman, number 19, Eli Jackson. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 14, Cole Mulhauser. Batting sixth and playing right field, number 1, Ryder Knox. Batting seventh and pitching, number 11, Will Simmons. Batting eighth and playing third base, number 42, Oliver Goodman. And then batting ninth and playing left field, number 6, Jacob Schlitting. So again, that is today's starting lineup, again presented by Taylor Architects, Inc. there for the Greenwood Christian Academy Cougars. Again, the head coach here for the Cougars is Ryan Hurley. So again, that is today's starting lineups here for the Cougars. Now we'll take a look here at your Wapahani Raiders here this morning. As I mentioned, coming in 4-8 here on the season under first-year head coach Heath Dudley. And the starting lineup here for Wapahani will look like this. Leading off in pitching, number 7, Nate Luce. Batting second, the designated hitter. Number 3, Camden Gibson. He'll be hitting for the shortstop. Number 11, Brant Longfellow. Batting third, the first baseman, number 14, Landon Weller. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, number 15, Clay Eastep. In the 5-hole, we have the catcher, number 5, Quentin James. Batting sixth and playing center field, number 20, Brock Zickgraf. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 8, Grayson Acosta. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 4, Hayden James. And then batting ninth and playing left field, number 26, Ethan Bragg. Again, your Raiders coached by Heath Dudley. Again, assisted here by Josh Shatto, Gary Lipscomb, and Brian Dudley, as well as Caleb Henderson. So again, that is today's Taylor Architects, Inc. starting lineup. Again, make sure to stay right here with us. As we get closer to the first pitch, we'll have the national anthem as well as today's first pitch coming up right here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
Number 14, Landon Weller.
All right, welcome back in here, ladies and gentlemen, to Coach Brian J. Dudley Field here in Selma, Indiana. Again, we're here with today's first game of the 2024 Wapahani Baseball Invitational. 6-5 Greenwood Christian Academy Cougars taking on your 4-8 Wapahani Raiders. Again, let's take a look here at today's East Jackson Auto Sales starting lineup as far as around the infield right here with the defensive alignment. Here, first for Wapahani defensively, this is what it looks like out in left field. We have Ethan Bragg. In centers, Brock Zitgraff, and right is Grayson Acosta in the infield. Here around the horn, Clay Eastap at third, Brant Longfellow at shortstop, Hayden James at second base, Landon Weller over at first. And then your battery mates here, we have Nate Luce on the mound here for the second time this week. And hanging the signs will be none other than the catcher, number 5, Quentin James. So, again, that is today's East Jackson Auto Sales defensive alignment. As we start off today's ball game here for the Greenwood Christian Academy Cougars with the leadoff man, the shortstop, number 3, Caden Camden.
Number 3, Caden Camden.
So Camden will step in here for the Cougars. Awaiting today's first pitch here on a what has now turned into a very sunny morning here, right around 68 degrees. As today's first pitch will be a ball upstairs. 1-0 the count as we get today's game officially underway here at 9:37 a.m. here on this Saturday, April the 27th of 2024. Again, I'm play-by-play broadcaster Brandon Morvillius, alongside here with me cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. As that ball will be chopped here to the third base side, and no play down there at first base as Weller had to come off the bag. So a leadoff base runner there of Caden Camden.
Number 44, Wyatt Schlottiger.
So a man on and nobody out. Here we have the second baseman, number 44, Wyatt Schlottiger. Luce glances over there at first base. A long pause right here. And now he'll come to the set. And a pickoff back in there is Caden Camden in there safely. Getting Luce paying a whole heck of a lot of attention over there to Camden, trying to keep him close to first base right there as that pitch will be fouled off and out of play. 0-1 the count here on Schlottiger. Following him will be the catcher, Colton Flint. And then the first baseman, Eli Jackson, if we get that far. Again, Nate, I'm sure of it, would like to roll up a double play right here. You have Brant Longfellow and Hayden James there in double play depth. First baseman Landon Weller holding the base runner on, and then third baseman Clay Eastep playing about a couple steps behind the infield grass. Here's the pitch. On the move right here, and he is out. Beautiful throw there by Quentin James as Caden Camden will be caught stealing out at second base for out number 1 here in the inning. Quickly 0-2, I believe, is the count. So Schlottiger in a little bit of a bind right here. 0-2, Luce looking to hopefully expand the strike zone here a little bit. The pitch, that's going to be high end away there for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Luce gets the signs here from James. Rocks back. Here's a pitch. Gets him swinging for strike 3. So now 2 down here in the inning after the leadoff man Camden getting caught stealing out there at second base. And now the strikeout here of Schlottiger. And now that's going to bring up the catcher, number 8, Colton Flint, here for the Cougars. The pitch from Luce will be fouled back here to the backstop area. Quickly, 0-1. Obviously extremely important here through the first few batters, even though the first one got on base. Nate coming out here, firing on all cylinders, really attacking the strike zone early. Definitely do not want to get behind hitters, as that one's going to sail just a touch low and inside there for a ball. An even count here of 1-1. There's a pitch from Luce. Down the right field line, and going to run out of room, does Grayson Acosta down the right field line. So the count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. You get another favorable pitcher's count right here if you're Nate Luce. All right, so Nate took a little bit of time right there, let Grayson kind of gather himself here and get back into the field of play. Here's the 1-2 offering, and that is just upstairs there for ball 2. So an even count here on Colton Flint, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, 2 away here in the top half of the first. Luce here with a windup and the pitch. That's going to sail inside near the dome up there. So a full count now of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Eli Jackson waiting on deck here for the Cougars. Here's the payoff pitch. And that will just miss there for ball 4. So a 2-out walk here to Colton Flint as he will make his way down to first base. And that will now bring up the first baseman, number 19, Eli Jackson, to the plate. Luce will come to the set. Here's a pitch. Popped up, first base side, and Weller darn near ran through the fence to get to that one. But that one headed out of play there for a strike now, 0-1 to start things off here on Eli Jackson. An E-step playing even with the bag there at third base. Everybody else kind of playing a little bit straight up. The second baseman, Hayden James, kind of shadowing a little bit closer there towards second base. Nice job there by Quentin James to keep that ball in front. So now an even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Luce again glances at first. He'll come to the set. And the 1-1 pitch will be fouled off to the right side and out of play. So the count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes once again. It's 3 consecutive batters that he's gotten to a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Again, unfortunately lost the last batter there in Colton Flint. But Nate looking to get out of the inning right here. Strike out, fly out, ground out, doesn't matter as long as it's an out. The 1-2 pitch will be fouled back to the backstop once again. We're going to redo it here at 1-2. Again, Flint down at first, 2 away. Luce here with a pitch. And another one's going to be fouled off as Jackson stays alive here in the at-bat. This will be pitch number 6 upcoming. And another one fouled off. So Jackson obviously in quite the defensive mode right here. Is trying to battle up there at the plate. Doing everything he can to find a way to get on base. Let's see if Nate can hopefully right here put him away. Right here on the 7th pitch of the at-bat. The throw down to second again. Oh, another beautiful throw from Quentin James as Colton Flint is gunned down at second for out number 3 here in the inning. And the Cougars, well, they end up getting a couple base runners, but they got erased rather quickly as they get no runs on 1 hit, also no errors, and nobody left on. We'll head here to the home half, the first, again scoreless after a half inning.
7.
All right, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Here as we have your home half the first inning. And we're going to lead things off here for the Raiders with the pitcher. That is number 7, Nate Luce. Looking to get the bats going early and often here today. A ground ball here to the shortstop. Lost his footing, comes up throwing, and that's going to be an error. As Luce taking off for second base, he will be in there standing up. So, hey, that's how you do it right there. Find a way to get on base, and was able to do that right there. So Luce will reach base there on the throwing ear there by the shortstop and make his way to second base.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 3, Camden Gibson.
So the designated hitter, Camden Gibson, now to plate. Showing bunt right here. The first baseman comes in. And time will be called here by Gibson. So again, you had the first baseman coming in right there. I know exactly where I'd be putting the bunt down. Down the third base line. The third baseman didn't even come in at all. Be great execution right here. That pitch inside there for a ball, 1-0 to start things off here on Camden. Again, following him, we'll have Landon Weller, Clay Estep. Again, 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Here's a pitch. And brings the bat back. Throw down to second will not be in time. So the count now at 2-0 here on Gibson. Again, the man on the mound here today for Greenwood Christian Academy. That is number 11, Will Simmons. Again, we'll go over the defensive alignment here in just a little while about how they line them up here for the Cougars today. 2-0 pitch, as that will be bunted foul over to the third base side. So the count now at 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, following the error there by the shortstop that allowed Nate Luce to reach base. The pitch here from Simmons. And another bunt that's going to head just foul there down the third base line. So an even count now of 2 balls and 2 strikes. I would doubt that they will keep the bunt sign on right here, but you never know. And the first baseman playing even with the bag here. Third baseman doing much of the same thing. The shortstop keeping Luce close there at second, as Gibson will foul that one off, as the count will stay put here at 2-2. In a little bit of a rough week here for the Raiders, looking to get back on that winning trail here. Starting off here with this first game of this Wapahani Invitational. As that pitch will be inside there for ball 3. Gibson darn near warp. So a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Loose off of second base. The payoff pitch here from Simmons upcoming. And that's going to be outside there for ball 4. So a close take right there, but Camden Gibson will make his way down to first base. First 2 runners reach base on an error and a walk. And we're going to bring up the first baseman. That is number 14, Landon Weller. Weller so far through the first 12 games here been pretty consistent with the bat, so really need him to come through right here and keep this inning going in the right directions. That one will sail upstairs there for a ball. Quickly 1-0 here on Landon Weller. Clay Eastep to follow. Then we have Quentin James, and hopefully we can get further than that here in this first inning. Simmons again comes to the set right here, glances at second base, and time once again called. So really a great situation to be in here from Wapahani's standpoint, especially if you're Nate Luce out there, because not only are you in scoring position, but you can obviously tell getting into the pitcher's head there a little bit. Obviously, from a pitching aspect, you want to keep the runner, close to second base out there. You don't want him stealing third, but you also got to make sure and direct your attention to the batter. Here's a pitch. That pitch will be fouled off and out of play. So 2-1 the count here on Landon. And the first 2 batters here in the inning, or the last 2 batters here in the inning, pardon me. Simmons has got behind both of those guys. Now 2-1 pitch. That's going to be outside there for ball 3. So a great count to hit in right here if you're Weller. I mean, this has got to be right here in the breadbasket, so to speak, for you to take a good old swing at this one. You got to have something you can handle. Ground ball here to the third baseman. That's going to get by. Luce will make his way on home, and the throw will not be in time. Now the throw down to second base was initially airmailed, but thankful there for the center fielder there to back him up. And so, again, a run does come on home to score. Wapahani now with a 1-0 lead, as everybody right where they were to begin with as far as on the base passes, and who we have on there now is Clay Eastep now at the plate. So, again, a couple of errors here in the inning has really put the hurting here on Greenwood Christian Academy. Still nobody out here in the inning. The 1-0 pitch. That's going to be fouled down the third base side and out of play. So again, Gibson at second base with good speed. Landon Weller over at first. 1 ball and 1 strike. And time once again called. There's a 1-1. That one's going to sail wide for ball 2. High fly ball there in the shallow left field. Left fielder is there and will make the catch for out number 1 here in the inning. And so that will bring up the catcher, number 5, Quentin James. Again, James, the 5 spot here in the order here for Wapahani, followed by Brock Zitgraff. And runners here at first and second. Now 1 away here in the inning. 1 run's already come on home to score after a couple of errors and a walk. Double steal right here, and Gibson will be in there safely at second base. So a great time for a couple steals right there. As now James has a couple, as they say, ducks on the pond out there in scoring position. And that's going to be shot right back up the middle. They're going to hold Weller there at third base. That's going to be an RBI single there for Quentin James. That'll be the first hit here in the inning to put the Raiders now up 2-0.
Now batting the center fielder, number 20.
Fine piece of hitting right there. So again, the errors and the walk has really come back to bite Greenwood Christian Academy, at least so far anyway. We'll see if there's further damage here, as that will now bring up the center fielder, number 20, Brock Zitgraff, to the plate here for Wapahani. So again, Weller now at third. You have Quentin James at first. And that's going to be a line drive there to the shortstop, and they're going to double off the runner there for out number 3. So a nice line shot there for Zitgraff, unfortunately right into the shortstop's glove. And that's going to do it here for the home half of the first inning. Wapahani puts 2 runs up on the board as they recovered 2 runs here on a hit, also 2 errors, and a runner left on base. We'll head here to the top of the second. Wapahani 2, Greenwood Christian Academy 0, right here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here. Top half of the second inning here from Coach Brian J. Dudley Field here in Selma, Indiana. 1-0 the count here on number 19, the first baseman, Eli Jackson. Again, he was up there in the first inning, but then Colton Flint was caught stealing out there. So that's why Jackson is back up at the plate here. So 2-0 the count quickly here on Jackson. The pitch here from Nate. That's going to be low and outside. So first batter so far of the day that he's gotten behind. Not exactly something that obviously you want to make habit of, but it does happen sometimes. Good pitch right there, right down the middle. Now 3-1. Lined up. Here's the pitch. Shot out there to center field, but there's Zitgraff. Ball was hit hard enough. Zitgraff really didn't have to move too far to get to that one. So out number 1 after the line out there from Eli Jackson.
The center fielder, number 14.
And that's going to bring up the center fielder, number 14, Cole Mulhauser. Again, the Cougars had a couple of young men reach base there in the top half of the first inning, but again, the wheels literally fell off for them because they was caught stealing both times out there at second base. Here's the 0-1 offering. That's going to be high and away there for ball one. Following Mulhauser will be the right fielder, Ryder Knox. That pitch low and away there for ball two. An infield playing back, giving him some room to make a play. Popped up first base side, but that's going to be foul and out of play. So that will even the count up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here on the Cougars center fielder. Luce gets a signs. The windup. Here's a pitch. That one once again will be low and outside there for ball 3. Again, not bad placement though right there. Try to extend that strike zone a little bit and see if he might chase. So now you have a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff pitch here from Luce. Ground ball here to the third base side, and that's going to be foul. And that's going to be ball 4. So a walk here to Cole Mulhauser. He will now be down at first base.
Right fielder, number 1, Ryder Knox.
And that's going to bring up the right fielder, number 1, Ryder Knox. Getting loose there with a glance at first base. He will come to the set. And a pitch to Knox. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Nice healthy cut there from Knox on that one. Getting loose, looking to roll up a double play right here to potentially end the inning. Here's the pitch. That's going to fall low there for ball 1-1. Can Jackson start off the inning there with a line out there to center field. Now the walk to Mulhauser. Puts 1 on and 1 out here in the top half of the second. Again, Wapahani here with a 2-0 lead. If you are just now joining us for the first time today. Ground ball here to third baseman. E-step. Bobbles it now to third to first. Will be thrown away. So 1 run will score after the throwing error there by Clay E-step. So that turned bad rather quickly.
Now batting the pitcher, number 11, Will Simons.
So again, E5 right there. Mulhauser ends up coming on home to score. So walks will haunt, and unfortunately in this case it definitely did, as Mulhauser was able to come around and score. So going to have Knox at second base. Will Simmons at the plate. Luce comes to the set. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a called strike. 0-1. The pitch here from Nate. That will catch the outside corner. So the count here at 0-2. Luskin keeping in check there at second base. Here's the pitch. Nearly got him to chase that one, but Simmons held up. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Luce will come to the set. And the pitch. Low and away. Good job there by James, smothering that one. 2-2 the count. Action pitch right here, and they'll essentially walk him back to second base. Obviously, you don't want to run the count to full right here, but you don't want to leave it over the heart of the plate either. A 2-2 offering. Low and away for ball 3. So another full count here. This is the second batter here this inning that's worked it to a full count. Getting one on, one out. One run's already come on home to score. The payoff pitch gets him looking for strike 3 as the umpire will pull the old chainsaw for out number 2 here in the inning.
Adding the third baseman, number 42, Oliver Goodman.
So a very, very big out there for Nate Luce. And that one I'll bring up the third baseman, number 42, Oliver Goodman here for Greenwood Christian Academy. And you still have Ryder Knox at second base. Now 2 away here in the inning. And that one will be low for a ball, 1-0 the count. Again, Goodman, the number 8 hitter in the order here for the Cougars. Here's the pitch. That will just miss low there for ball 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's going to be fouled off. So 2-1 the count. Luce again gets the signs. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That will sail high and away there for ball 3. So the count here at 3 balls and 1 strike. And a pitch. Strike 2 called. Nice pitch there from Nate. A little surprised that Goodman didn't try to swing at that one. That was a good pitch. So another full count, third one this inning. Nate trying to slam the door shut here on the top half of the second. Here's the payoff pitch. And that's going to be lined there in the center field. Zitcraft will rifle it right on home, but the throw will not be in time. And that's going to be an RBI single here for one Oliver Goodman to tie things up here at 2.
Now batting the left fielder, number 6, Jacob Schlitty.
So to be honest with you, errors and walks and some timely hitting has been really the story so far here through the first inning and 2/3. Because you look at the home half of the first inning there for Wapahani, they essentially got their runs off of 2 errors and a walk. And same thing here for Greenwood Christian Academy. The error there from the throwing error there from Clay Estep, and then you had the walk before him. So it really came back to bite Wapahani. So both teams have kind of had a little bit of a dose of their own medicine right here. Now 2-0 the count here on the left fielder, Jacob Schlitting. The pitch from Luce. Will catch the outside corner, painting the black on that pitch. So 2-1 the count. Goodman down at first. Again, Schlitting, the number 9 hitter in the order. Be right back to the top following this batter right here, as that one will be laced foul down the third base line. So an even count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the second inning, Deuce is wild. Loose back on the rubber. Glances over at first. Goodman not much of a lead down over there at first base. Schlitting will foul that one off. So the count will remain here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Loose comes to the set and a 2-2 offering. That's going to head upstairs there for ball 3. So one thing that, Nate did really well in the first inning, something that he's had trouble with here in the second inning, and that is, not only getting behind hitters, but working it into a more favorable count here for the batter, as that one's going to be popped up back behind the backstop area, and that's going to head out of play. But again, Nate has really had to really work hard in this inning to even find an out. You got to give credit where credit's due here. The Cougars have worked the counts and made him, kind of feed into their hands here a little bit with just some unfortunate plays that have happened, and that's going to be now another walk. So a couple of base runners now for the Cougars now. The second walk here in the inning. So Goodman now at second base, Schlitting at first, and back to the top of the order now with the shortstop, number 3, Caden Camden at the plate. And now we're going to have a little checkup from the neck up right here. And so during this time, we would like to go ahead and thank some more of our sponsors here today. A big thanks here to Next Home Elite Real Estate. Their primary focus is to enrich lives by helping people find their next home. As one of Delaware County's premier realtors, Austin Rich provides a consumer-focused branding, the newest technology, and a market plan that provides superior service to all of his clients without compromise. For all of your real estate needs, contact Austin Rich with Next Home Elite Real Estate at 765-749-4546. So greatly appreciate Next Home Elite Real Estate and Realtor Austin Rich. As again, the mound visit over with. We've got 2 on. Again, 2 out. 2 runs have already come on home to score. And the leadoff man now, the shortstop, Caden Camden, at the plate here for the Cougars. Third down to second, and he'll be back in there safely. I think a good throw right there would have made things a little bit more interesting. Because it looked like he might have had Goodman leading a little bit. That pitch fouled off to the right side and out of play. So quickly 0-1 here on Caden Camden. Again, he singled in the first inning, but was caught stealing second base. So 1 for 1 so far on the day here for Caden Camden. Here's the 0-1. That's in there for a called strike 2. So good start to the at-bat here for Nate Luce. Now it's all about finishing the at-bat. Got to find a way to get an out right here. Wapahani desperately needing to find a way to get out of this inning. And this is the 7th batter to hit so far this inning. And that one's going to fall low there for a ball. Not a bad pitch right there as far as from a location standpoint. Luce will come to the set, and the 1-2 pitch will just miss upstairs there for ball 2. 2-2 offering. Gets him swinging for strike 3 to end the inning. So a much-needed strikeout. And I tell you what, came at a great time right there to end this top half of the second inning. Here is Greenwood Christian Academy. Scores 2 runs here in the top of the second inning. 2 runs on a hit, also an error, and 2 left on base. We will head now to the bottom half of the second, tied at 2. You're on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back. Here as we enter the bottom half of the second inning. Here from beautiful Coach Brian J. Dudley Field here on this Saturday, April the 27th of 2024. Again, a 2-2 tie so far through the first inning and a half. And that's going to be swung on and missed, so quickly nothing into the count here on Grayson Acosta. And Acosta will go down swinging for out number 1 here in the inning. And so that will bring up the second baseman, number 4, Hayden James. Pitch here from Simmons. Bump put down right there. James got some speed, but not enough. And that's going to be a quick out right there. So 1-3 put out for out number 2.
Number 26.
And that will now bring up the left fielder, number 26, Ethan Bragg. So Simmons is, he's having about as good of a start to the inning as you're going to have right here. Quickly getting through the first 2 batters here in the inning. And that one will sail high there for ball 1. 1-0 the count here on Bragg. Following him will be right back to the top of the order. Go with Nate Lewis as he waits on deck. The pitch. Ooh. That looked to have been potentially ball 2 right there, but Bragg will foul that one off. Even count here of a ball and a strike. Man, that one just missed. So 2-1 the count here on Bragg. Get a great position to be in right here. Here's the pitch. That's going to sail wide for ball 3. So now you're really in a good position right here as far as from a hitting aspect here. If you're Ethan Bragg, again, you got to make sure it's your pitch. And that's going to be ball 4. So great job right there working the count here a little bit, finding his way on base, and that's going to be a 2-out walk here to Ethan Bragg. So he will be down at first base. And right back to the top of the order here, you have Nate Luce. So we'll see if Wapahani can have a little 2-out magic right here. Again, after the walk here of Bragg, with the top lineup up right here, let's see if the Raiders can come up with something. And a bad throw right there. Bragg ends up stealing second base. So he got lucky on that one. And the bad thing is, too, nobody around him really said anything. He took off running, and there really wasn't much communication. Ball low and away there, 1-0 the count to start things off here on Nate Luce. So, again, a great thing right here for the Raiders. You have a man in scoring position now. Fly ball there in the center field. That should do it. And it will. So a fly out there to the center fielder will end the bottom half of the second inning.
Score after two.
Raiders do get a base runner, but nothing to show for here. No runs on no hits, no errors, and one left on. We will head now to the top of the third inning. We are tied at 2 here from Coach Brian J. Dudleyfield. You're on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back. Here as we enter the top of the third inning here from beautiful Coach Brian J. Dudleyfield. A 1-0 count to start things off here on number 44, Wyatt Schlottiger. And that's going to be a little dribbler, essentially right up the middle, but Longfellow unable to handle it right there, and that's going to be a leadoff base runner here for Greenwood Christian Academy.
Now batting the catcher, number 8, Colton Flint.
In there for a called strike, 0-1. Here on the catcher, number 8, Colton Flint. Again, Schlottiger, each base there on the after the air there from the shortstop, Brant Longfellow. And so Luce going to have a little bit of some extra work right here to make sure to keep the base runners from reaching the home plate. So again, 0-1 the count. Heck, Schlottiger, he was pretty much already standing on first base. Really not much of a lead over there. The 0-1. It's going to be bounced over third base dugout and out of play. So quickly 0-2 the count. And that one's going to be fouled off to the right side out of play, so nothing and 2 the count again remaining here on Colton Flint. Following him will be Eli Jackson. Again, Flint drew a walk there in the first inning and then was cut down there at second. He was the second man caught stealing there in the first inning. And that pitch low and away, and another good job there by Quentin James, keeping the ball in front. Luce will come to the set, pick off, and he's back in there safely. One ball, 2 strikes. Another pick off, back in there safely at first is Schlager. Luce once again will come to the set, and the 1-2 pitch. Low for ball 2. And this game kind of seems like it's at a standstill right now. That first inning went pretty smoothly, but of course when you get some traffic here, that makes things more interesting. Nice hit and run. And, oh, man, Grayson Acosta with a diving grab out there in right center field. I thought for sure that was going to get down. That just kept hanging up in the air. But Grayson Acosta with a nice diving snag right there for out number 1. Oh, heck yes. Go ahead and put that on your ESPN Top 10. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So 1 down here in the inning. First base number 19, Eli Jackson now at the plate. That one will miss low and outside there for ball 1-0 the count. Here on Eli Jackson. Again, he lined out to the center fielder back in the second inning. 0 for 1 start. On the move right here. And had that. Oh, wow. They end up calling him out. I thought for sure he might have got that foot in there. Again, the throw definitely beat him, but unfortunately it's to the third base side of second base. And, well, hey, that works for us. We'll take it. Definitely not going to complain on that one. So 2-0 the count. That one will miss low there for ball 3. That one will be in there for a called strike. So 3-1 the count. Again, 2 away here in the inning. And that one will miss for ball 4. So a 2-out walk.
Now that ain't the center fielder, number 14, Cole.
Now the third walk issued so far here on today for Nate Luce. Tell you what, right here, if you're Greenwood Christian Academy, biggest story here, I don't know if I'd be running anymore. Obviously, I'm being a little sarcastic in some ways because, you still want to – you don't want to steer away from your running game right here. But I'll tell you what, Quentin James, not a young man you necessarily want to run on today. That's for darn sure. He's thrown out all 3 would-be base runners from stealing, trying to steal second base. And that really didn't work out too well for him. So quickly 2-0 right here. Luce has got to get really locked in and get focused. And now 3-0. So he is literally staring another free pass in the face right here. Got to find a way to come all the way back here in this at bat. The 3-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Mulhauser put everything that he had into that one. The 3-1 will miss upstairs, and that's going to be back-to-back walks. To put runners here now at first and second.
Now batting the right fielder, number 1, Ryder Knox.
So again, Nate's had some trouble here. Obviously, start off the game. That first inning, excellent work there as far as attacking the strike zone, getting getting ahead of his hitters, and really ever since then, second and third inning, just had trouble, with getting ahead of hitters. He's gotten behind a lot and really feeding right into the hitter's hands, and not exactly a position you want to be in. And now you had 2 outs. Now you have back-to-back walks, and Greenwood Christian Academy, they're just a little blue pit away from scoring a run right here. That's something you want to obviously steer away from. The 0-1 pitch, and that's going to get by the catcher. So both runners will now move up 90 feet. So again, the wild pitch advances Jackson to third, Mulhauser to second. Ryder Knox at the plate here again, reached base on an error there in the second inning, later on scored after the RBI single there from Goodman. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, shallow center field. Zitgraf calling for it, and he'll make the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So big out right there to end the inning as again the Greenwood Christian Academy Cougars threatened here in the top half of the third inning, but thankfully come away with nothing as they get no runs on no hits, also 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. We will head here to the home half, the third, tied at 2 here in our first game of the 2024 Wapahani Baseball Invitational here on the WHS Network.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
All right, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network. Greatly appreciate you all for tuning in here this morning as we've got your bottom half, the third inning here at Alfred Rods and Customs game break. And the first pitch will be inside there for a ball here on the Raiders designated hitter number 3, Camden Gibson. Again, Camden there in the bottom half of the first inning reached base on a walk and then scored a run after the RBI single from Quentin James. So 2-0 the count. Again, the Raiders looking to get the sticks going again here. Had a very quiet second inning. And that will be in there for a called strike, 2-1. Again, Gibson, only one of 2 seniors. Ground ball here to the shortstop. He's got some wheels, and he'll be out down there at first base. 6-3 put away there for out number 1 to begin the home half, the third inning. So that's going to bring up the Raiders' first baseman, also another senior, number 14, Landon Weller. Again, him and Gibson are the only 2 seniors on this team. So let's see what Weller can provide here to the table, as that one will sail upstairs there for a ball. 1-0 the count here on Landon. Landon reached base on an error by the third baseman back in the first inning, and then also stole second and then was left stranded at third base. So we'll watch that one in there for a called strike. 1-1 strike now on Landon Weller. Clay Estep following. And the Raiders had 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up here in the home half. And that is just by the outstretched hand there of the third baseman. So Weller there with a 1-out hit. We'll put him down at first base. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, number 15, Clay Estep. So a nice piece of hitting right there. That will be now the second hit of the day here for Wapahani. Both teams with 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors in the ball game. And chop there to the pitcher. Throw on to first. We'll get him right there for out number 2. Now does move Weller up to second base. Again, Weller was on the move.
The catcher, number 5, Quentin James.
So 2 down, and now the catcher, Quentin James, at the plate. Again, he singled and then recorded the RBI there in the first inning. Great opportunity to do much the same thing right here, right now. Simmons with the pitch. That's going to be low, and Weller will go ahead and take third base. So again, a wild pitch advances Weller to third. And that was pretty much right there on the first move, after the pitch landed in the dirt, kind of scooted away a little bit, but the catcher had no idea where the ball was, and Weller just went ahead and took full advantage. Here's the pitch, outside and low for ball 2. So got a great position right here for Quentin. Raiders looking to cash in. Here's the pitch. Oh, beautiful right there. Finds the left center field gap, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. James motoring through second base, and he will stop right there. An RBI double right there for Quentin James to put the Raiders back on top 3-2. Bad location there from Simmons as Quentin James makes him pay. As Wapahani now owns a 3-2 lead. So we've got Brock Zitgraff now strolling up to the plate. Again, he lined out to the center fielder, or to the shortstop there in the second inning. As that one will be up there near the head. 1 ball and no strike here on Zitgraff. So again, James at second base. Still 2 away here in the inning. So a little too close for comfort here on these first couple of pitches. Let's see if Zitgraff can make him pay. Again, you still have James out there at second base in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Falls low and away for ball 3. I would highly doubt that they have given Brock the green light right here, especially considering Simmons got a little bit wild here these last couple of batters. That's in there for a called strike. So now if it's a good pitch, we'll see if Brock Zitgraff can put a charge into something. Simmons glances back at second. Here's a pitch, and that's going to fall low. Throw down to second base will not be in time. And so a walk here to Zitgraff. He will take his place at first base. So the Raiders will have first and second. And the right fielder, number 8, Grayson Acosta, now at the plate. Another one inside, 1-0 the count. And that's to the third base side foul. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here on Grayson Acosta. Getting 2 runners on. 1 run's already come on home to score. We've got 2 out here in the home half of third. The pitch from Simmons. That's outside there for ball 2. So again, he got Gibson rather easily there to lead off the inning, and things have essentially in some ways kind of spiraled out of control here a little bit. But Simmons has an opportunity to get out of the inning, but the Raiders looking to do something right here. Ground ball here to the shortstop. And a bobble down there, bad throw, and the Raiders will end up scoring a run out of it. So an error on the throw there by the shortstop gives the Raiders another run. Who said that Christmas is the only time of the giving season right here? It's a great opportunity right there. The Raiders cashed in on another run. That's beautiful. So 1-0 the count here on James. Chopped here, third base side. It's going to be a tough play. Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there by the pitcher. Quickly disposed there of Hayden James. But the Raiders able to put up a couple more runs here in this bottom half of the third inning. As Wapahani gets 2 runs here on 2 hits, also an error, and 2 runners left on base. We will head here to the top of the 4th inning. Wapahani 4. Greenwood Christian Academy 2 here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to our Alfred Rods and Customs game break here. 4-2 Wapahani lead. A big thanks here to Alfred Rods and Customs. With over 30 years of experience, they sell the baddest hot rods, street rods, muscle cars, and customs in the land. Alfred Rods and Customs buys, sells, and trades cars all over the country. For more information, you can call them at 765-717-3625. You can also look them up on Facebook at Alfred Rods and Customs. And please come out and check out their showroom at 613 East Weiser Street in Muncie, Indiana, and let them make your dream a reality. So a big thanks there to Alfred Rods and Customs. Again, Tony Alfred, great guy, great setup right there. The classic cars that he has, oh man, you got to love it. And so make sure to stop on in there. There it is at his place there on 613 East Weiser Street. As Wapahani right here with a 4-2 lead coming out here into the top of the 4th inning. We're going to lead things off here with the pitcher, number 11, Will Simmons. Again, Wapahani able to collect a couple of hits and a little bit of luck involved right there to get out of or to get a couple of runs there in that home half of the 3rd inning. There's a pop out there to the second baseman there for out number 1, but good things there for Wapahani and able to cash in on some opportunities. So that will bring to the plate the third baseman, number 42, Oliver Goodman. 1 for 1 with a RBI single there in the 2nd inning is Oliver Goodman. And that will catch the inside corner, 0-1. And a pitch from Luce. That's going to be low and inside to even a count up here at 1-1. Following Oliver here, we've got the left fielder Jacob Schlitting. A 1-1 pitch. Low and away for ball 2. So we're still waiting. I'm not sure exactly what. Okay, so I guess they need somebody down there with a helmet down at the bullpen area to protect the catcher and also to make sure that the ball doesn't end up going into play if there's a wild pitch down there in the bullpen. So I guess that is the reason why we're getting held up here a little bit. Okay. So again, 2-1 the count here on Oliver Goodman. Loose will get a signs here from James. Here's the pitch. Right back at him. And he's going to get him. Oh, that was beautiful. So an acrobatic move there from Nate Luce to essentially dodge the baseball, but then Longfellow and James out there near second base, they didn't know exactly who was going to end up taking the ball. Hayden James ended up taking it and ends up throwing a base runner over there at first out. So 4-3 put away for out number 2 in the inning, and we'll bring up the left fielder, number 6, Jacob Schlitting. As that will miss inside and low there for ball 1-0 the count. Again, Schlitting, number 9 hitter in the order. The pitch from Luce will catch the outside corner for a called strike. So 1-1 the count. Luce once again gets the signs, the windup, and a pitch. Fouled off there to the backstop area, now 1-2. And a 1-2 pitch upstairs for ball 2. Not a bad spot right there, to see if you can get him to chase. You got to go at him right here. Here's the pitch. And no, he did not go on the swing. So a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch here from Luce. Gets him swinging for strike 3, and he'll just tag him out right there, and he will quickly dispose of Jacob Schlitting here in the top half of the 4th inning. A strikeout right there. That is now the 4th strikeout of the day here for Nate Luce to end the inning, as Greenwood Christian Academy gets no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We will head here to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Again, it is Wapahani 4, Greenwood Christian Academy 2. Here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network. Had to cut the commercial break a touch short. I just want to lead off this inning right here with the left fielder, number 26, Ethan Bragg. So 3-0 the count here on Ethan Bragg.
Bounced right to him. If it would have went lower, he may have a fighting chance.
So 3-0 the count. Here's the pitch. And a 4-pitch walk here to the number 9 hitter in the order, Ethan Bragg. So Ethan will take his place down at first base. He's had 2 very productive at-bats so far, has Ethan. He's walked both times, and he's got pretty good wheels out there, so look to get him in scoring position here quickly. So back to top of the order here, Nate Luce at the plate. And so he will pop that one up. That's going to head fouling out of play. 0-1 the count. Nate, 0 for 2 here on the day. Reached base on an error there in the first inning and then flew out to the center fielder in the second. Ground ball here, and that's going to get through the left side of the infield. So an infield single here for Nate Luce. 4th hit of the day now for Wapahani.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 3, Camden.
So Bragg at second, Nate Luce at first, and now the designated hitter, number 3, Camden Gibson at the plate. And don't be surprised at all if he tries to put a bunt down right here. Here's the pitch. Pulls the bat back. Oh, boy, throw down to second will not be in time. That was close. So 1-0 the count here on Camden. Again, if Camden can find a way to get the bunt down, especially, whether it be down the third baseline or first baseline and not right back to the pitcher, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he ends up getting an infield single out of it. Just saying. He's got some wheels. Here's the pitch. And okay, foul ball. I couldn't even tell if the ball even hit off the bat. I actually thought originally that it hit off the catcher's glove and then just went to the backstop. But nonetheless, here an even count now of 1-1. Simmons trying to wiggle out of some trouble here in the bottom half of the 4th. Here's the pitch. Pulls the bat back there for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch here to Camden Gibson. Pulls the bat back and sends it through the right side of the infield. Here comes Bragg on home. A collision there at first base. And so Gibson's all right, and that's going to be an RBI single here for Camden Gibson, as Gibson will now be awarded second base after the interference here from the first baseman. So a 5-2 Wapahani lead now after the RBI single from Camden Gibson. Again, Ethan Bragg came on home to score. And now Nate Luce is at third, Camden at second base, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, number 14, Landon Weller, to the plate. And so again, a brief pause in the action right here, but now looks like we're going to get back to baseball. That was a really nice piece of hitting right there by Camden Gibson. And a good call there from Coach Heath Dudley as well to to put that on. It's what you call the slash bunt. Showing bunt, bringing the bat back, and being able to find a way to get it through the infield, and that was a really nice piece of hitting there from Camden. So 1-0 the count here on Landon Weller. There's a great opportunity here if you're Wapahani to essentially kick the door in. That's going to be fouled off to the right side and out of play. So the count here at 1 ball and 1 strike, and still nobody out here in the home half of the fourth. And they've got Simmons here on the ropes a little bit. Here's a pitch. That's going to fall low and away for ball 2. Again, they've had somebody down warming up in the bullpen. No longer is he warming up in the bullpen, but he was earlier. So we'll see if the pitching change is imminent right here. Here's a pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. So pretty good hack at it right there for Weller. Unfortunately came up empty this time. But that's why they give you 3 strikes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Weller. Simmons comes to the set. And a pitch. Ground ball here to the shortstop. Going to be a tough play right here. No play will be made, and that's going to be an infield single here for Landon Weller. So another run comes on home to score.
Now that is the third baseman, number 15, Clay Easton.
Scott Loose scores here on the RBI single there from Landon Weller. Gibson now at third, Weller at first, and the third baseman, number 15, Clay Eastep at the plate. Wapahani has already scored twice now here in the fourth. Still nobody out. Here's the pitch. Weller takes off for second base, and he will be gunned down at second for out number 1 here in the inning. Pitch from Simmons will just miss for ball 2. Oh, okay. Rather, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. I did not know that. Good job there from Clay to hold up on that one. Two and one the count here on Eastep. Camden Gibson at third base. And that's going to be a high fly ball there into deep left center field and down near the wall. So Eastep there with an RBI double to put the Raiders now up 7-2. Great piece of hitting there from Clay. Great count to hit in right there. As the Raiders cash in with another run here, their third run here in the inning. And we'll have a courtesy runner now at second base. It's going to be number 9, Caleb Lewis.
Number 9, Caleb Lewis.
So that looks to be the end of the road here for number 11, Will Simmons. So we'll have a pitching change here for Greenwood Christian Academy. Again, the new pitcher on the mound looks to be number 10. That is Bryce Jacobson.
Now pitching for Greenwood.
So again, he will be the newest pitcher on here for Greenwood Christian Academy. Again, we'll step aside here during the pitching change. 7-2 Wapahani, 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. We'll be back following these messages on the WHS Network.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Anna, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
All right, folks, welcome back. And following the pitching change, so again, number 10, Bryce Jacobson now on the mound here for Greenwood Christian Academy Cougars. And coming on in relief there for Will Simmons. Oh, and one the count here on number 5, Quentin James. James 2 for 2 on today with a pair of RBIs. There's a single and a double. And Caleb Lewis out second base running for Clay Estep as that pitch will head inside there for ball 1-1 the count. And Simmons lasted 3 1/3. That pitch will miss for ball 2. And Wapahani here with 7 runs on 7 hits so far on today. Now be in there, strike 2 after the swing and miss there from James. You got Zitgraf waiting on deck, still only 1 away here in the inning. Pickoff throw back to second. Lewis back in there safely. Two-two pitch. Gets him swinging for strike 3 for out number 2 here in the inning.
Now batting the center fielder, number 20, Brock Zitgraf.
And so now batting will be the center fielder, number 20, Brock Zitgraf. Again, Zitgraf so far here on the day 0 for 1 with a walk, lined out to the shortstop in the first inning, and then walked in the third inning. Looking to put the sweet part of the bat on the baseball and find some open real estate out there somewhere. A pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 1. And Caleb Lewis with good speed out there at second base. The pitch. Fouled off to the right side. So quickly in the hole here at 0-2. Hopefully Zitgraf can shorten up right here, find a way to put the ball in play and get on base somehow, some way right here. Jacobson with a pitch. That's going to be upstairs there for ball 1. One-two offering. That's going to miss inside there for ball 2. The 2-2 pitch. gets him swinging for strike 3 to end the inning. So Jacobson comes in and slams the door shut here on the inning. Couple of strikeouts back-to-back there of James and Zitgraff as Wapahani puts 3 runs up on the board here in the home half, the 4th inning. They get 3 runs here on 4 hits. Also no errors and leave 1 runner on base. We head here to the top of the 5th inning. Wapahani 7, Greenwood Christian Academy 2, right here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
The moments we live for, we celebrate, we must protect. This is what the IHSAA Foundation does every day. By providing scholarships to student athletes, developing coaches and athletic directors, recruiting and retaining high school officials, and awarding grants to IHSAA member schools, we can protect the future of high school sports for the next generation of Hoosiers. Will you join us? We need your help on our team. Donate today at ihsaafoundation.org.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back, baseball fans. Again, top of the 5th inning here from beautiful Coach Brian J. Dudley Field here in Summit, Indiana. 7-2, Wapahani on top. Again, we do have a couple of changes here for the Raiders pitching-wise and defensively. Now pitching here for Wapahani is number 15, Clay Estep. Again, the defensive moves here we have at shortstop now, Nate Luce. He moved from the pitcher's mound to the shortstop position. And then from shortstop to third, that is Brant Longfellow. So he moved over to third base. So that is the pitching change and defensive changes as well as we enter the top of the 5th inning here with the Raiders on top, like I said, 7-2. That pitch low. So 2 balls and no strikes. Here on Caden Camden, now make 3-0. That's going to be in there for a called strike. So 3-1 the count. Here's a pitch. And that's going to be ball 4. So a leadoff walk here to Caden Camden.
Now batting the second baseman, number 44, Wyatt Schloniger.
So 0-1 the counts here on the second baseman, number 44, Wyatt Schlottiger. Struck out swinging in the first inning and then reached base on an error in the 3rd inning. And he is toast over there at first base. Tell you what, Greenwood has had a tough time on the base passes today. Mercy sakes. So pick off right there by the pitcher. Estep was able to nab him there at first base. And that's in there for a called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Schlottiger. We have Colton Flint waiting on deck. Again, 1 away here in the inning. E-Step will come to the set. And the 1-2. That's going to be away right there for ball 2. The 2-2 offering. Away for ball 3. Gets him swinging for strike 3. Nicely done right there by E-Step.
No, Danny, the catcher, number 8, Colton Flint.
So 2 out now in the inning, and that's going to bring up the catcher, number 8, Colton Flint. That pitch high right there for ball 1. Again, Flint so far here on the morning, he is 0 for 1, drew a walk in the first inning, and then was caught stealing and then flew out to the right fielder on that diving catch there in the third inning. And that's going to be a high fly ball deep there in the left center field. And that is gone. So a solo shot here for the catcher, Colton Flint. We'll put a run up on the board here for the Greenwood Christian Academy Cougars. You could definitely tell that ball was hit good. I didn't know if it was hit that good necessarily. But it got up and got out of here in a hurry. So Colton Flint there with a home run right there to now make this a 7-3 ball game. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, number 19, Eli Jackson, to the plate. Again, still 2 away here in the inning. Again, only minimal damage right there. Could have been a lot worse if somebody was on base. But luckily that wasn't the case. So you can still find a way to get this next guy right here and get the inning here with only allowing a run. Chopped here to the shortstop, loose. Throw on to first, and that's going to do it. 6-3 put away there for out number 3. Again, a run on a hit, no errors. And nobody left here as Greenwood's Christian Academy gets a run up on the board. 7-3 after 4.5. We'll be back with more here on the WHS Network following this message from the Liberty Prairie Alumni Association. All right, welcome back in here, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Again, here from Coach Brian J. Dudley Field. Again, a 7-3 Wapahani lead. Here as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Get a big thanks to all of you for joining us here this morning. Again, got out here nice and early, just a little bit after 8 o'clock. Redbeard and I got all set up and was ready to go here for today's games. Wapahani was to potentially win this, they'll be in the championship later on this evening, as that's going to be a ground ball right back to the pitcher. That's a heck of a nice way to field your position right there. So one pitch and one out. Down goes Grayson Acosta. So 1-3 put away for out number one. That's going to bring up the second baseman for Hayden James. Now again, the loser of this game will play in the consolation game. Again, that will be probably starting right around 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere in that area. It all depends upon, how fast this game gets over with here, how fast the second game gets over with. And a nice diving catch there by the left fielder. That was a good-looking hit there by Hayden James. But 2 pitches and 2 out right here for number 10, Bryce Jacobson. So Ethan Bragg will step in here with 2 away here in the home half of the 5th. So 1-0 the count here on Ethan Bragg. The pitch. And that's going to be right up the middle there with a single. He has had 3 very, very good plate appearances today, has Ethan Bragg. 8th hit of the day now for Wapahani.
Number 7, Nate Luce.
So the 2-out single will bring it right back to the top of the order here with Nate Luce. Again, Bragg has been on base all 3 times. 2 times via the walk. He scored a run. Now singled. Nate Luce now, he's been on base a couple times. That one's going to be hit out there to center field. So a very quick inning right here for Bryce Jacobson. And Wapahani does get a hit, but nothing to show for here. No runs on 1 hit, also no errors. And 1 left on. We will head here to the bottom, or to the top half of the 6th inning. Wapahani 7, Greenwood Christian Academy 3 here on the WHS Network. Welcome back to Raider Baseball here on the WHS Network, here with our Alfred Rods and Customs game break. 7-3 Wapahani. Here as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Again, we want to thank you all for tuning in here today. Again, if you're just joining us, some play-by-play broadcaster Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Got a great day at the ballpark right here. Obviously, your Raiders, as of right now anyway, on the smiling side of the scoreboard. Hopefully we can keep it that way. But we've got a 1 and 1 strike count here on the Cougars center fielder, number 14, Cole Mulhauser. And a young man that's reached base twice already via the walk. He's also scored a run, as that one's going to be lined again. A ground ball there to the third base side, foul. So the count here at 1 and 2 strikes. Here on Mulhauser. Following him will be Ryder Knox and Will Simmons. And that's going to be low there for ball 2. Actually, I don't know if Will Simmons will be hitting or not. They're saying they didn't have a designated hitter. I don't know if they'll end up having Jacobson hit or not. We'll see. And that's going to be a line shot down the left field line, foul. Here's a pitch. And nice stop there by Brant Longfellow, but is unable to get back up and make the throw over there, but a nice snag there nonetheless. So that will be a leadoff single here for Cole Mulhauser down there at first base. Fourth hit now today for Greenwood Christian Academy. Right fielder number 1, Ryder Knox, now at the plate. And that's going to fall low there for a ball. 1-0 the count. Ground ball right here, 5-4, and that's all we're going to get right there. So again, good job right there by Longfellow getting the out there at second base for out number 1 here in the inning. So the 5-4 force out there at second base will bring up the pitcher, number 10, Bryce Jacobson. Throw down or over to first base. Be back in there safely. The pitch to Jacobson. In there for a called strike. Nice looking pitch there from Clay. That's going to be chopped foul there to the third base side. So 0-2 the count here on Jacobson. E-step comes to the set. And a pickoff back over there safely is Ryder Knox. The 0-2 misses outside. That's a good location, though, right there from E-step. Try to expand that zone a little bit, see if you can get him to chase it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And just over the head there, the third baseman, Brent Longfellow. So another hit, second hit of the inning.
Now batting the third baseman, number 42, Oliver Goodman.
So Ryder Knox now at second, Bryce Jacobson at first. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, number 42, Oliver Goodman, to the plate. 1 for 2 on today so far, singled in the second inning. Collected that RBI and then grounded out to the second baseman back in the fourth. So 1-0 to start things off here on Goodman. And he's the number 8 hitter in the order. E-step looking to get out of the inning right here. Hopefully roll up a twin killing. Nice job there by Quentin James to smother that one. Oh, my gosh. A throw down there to second base, and Nate Luce had to bare hand the baseball to make the catch. That could have went bad, especially had that ball gotten by into center field right there. Both runners possibly could have moved up. That will catch the outside corner. So the count now at 2 balls and 1 strike. Chop foul. Again, third base side. So an even count now. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 on. Again, here in the top half, the 6th. 7-3 is your score. Wapahani leads it by 4 runs. And the pitch right here, that is well inside. Never a good sign when the pitch is caught behind the batter. With a full count now on Goodman. The payoff pitch. That's going to be a fly ball there left center field. Zitgraf will chase it down and make the catch for the second out here in the inning. Nicely done. So with 2 away, that's going to bring up the left fielder, number 6, Jacob Schlitting.
Number 6, Jacob Schlichting.
So again, Schlichting so far here on the day is 0 for 1. Walked in the second inning and then struck out swinging in the 4th. And we've had 2 singles here in the inning from the Cougars, as that one will sail outside here for ball 1-0. Again, Knox at second base. We got Jacobson at first. E-step trying to leave them right where they are and leave this inning harmless, hopefully, and without any runs coming across home plate. Here's the 1-0. And a fly ball there left center field again. Zitgraf is going to get over there. Back-to-back plays, nice catches, and a nice inning of work there for Clay E-step. Get after a couple of singles, nothing to show for here in the top half of the 6th inning for the Greenwood Christian Academy Cougars, as they get no runs on a pair of hits, also no errors, and 2 left on. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Wapahani 7, Greenwood Christian Academy 3. We'll step aside and we'll be back with more here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. Welcome back here, bottom half of the 6th inning here on the WHS Network. Wapahani with a 7-3 advantage here as we head to the home half of 6th. We're going to lead things off here with the Raiders' designated hitter. That is number 3, Camden Gibson. Camden so far here on the day, he has reached base twice. First time was a walk, as that was sent out there in the right field just over the second baseman's head. And so the leadoff base runner on there after the 9th hit of the ball game here for Wapahani. Second hit there from Camden Gibson here on the day. So Gibson now 2 for 2. Pair of runs scored. Landon Weller will now step in. And that's outside there for a ball. 1-0 to start things off here on Landon. Landon's also had a 2-hit day so far, 2 for 3. Reached base on an error in the first inning, stole second, singled in the third, and scored a run, and then singled in the 4th inning. So that catch made there by the second baseman for out number 1.
Now batting the pitcher, number 15, Clay
And now the pitcher, number 15, Clay Eastep, will step in. And he recorded that RBI double there in the fourth inning. 1 for 3 so far here on the day. And Gibson will easily take second base. So that will be ball 1. And Camden with very good speed out there. He's exactly who you want out there in scoring position right now, especially base hit. More than likely will score him. The 1-0 to Eastep. Oh, that was a good one right there. Evens the count up here at 1-1. Pickoff back to second. Camden will easily get back in there safely. Here's a 1-1. That's low and away for ball 2. So the clouds have started to subside now a little bit again. Again, it got cloudy after a little bit more of a sunny start to the ball game, and now thankfully the sun is back out again. And shining here on the Raiders with a 7-3 lead, and now 3-1 the count. Here on Clay Eastep. Got Quentin James to follow him. And then Brock Zitgraff. Hopefully we get that far and maybe even further here in the inning. And that one's going to be fouled off there to the backstop area now, with a full count here of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Jay County and Park Tudor is the second game of the day. Again, they'll be starting things off there sometime after 12 o'clock. And right back up the middle, second baseman will collect. The throw down to first will be in time to get Eastep. But that does move the runner up, so it's a productive out. We'll take that.
The catcher, number 5, Quentin James.
So the 4-3 put away there for out number 2 will bring up the catcher, number 5, Quentin James. Quentin, pair of hits so far here on the day. Also a couple of RBIs to go along with it. Double and a run scored. Popped up, foul territory, and that's going to get out of play. So 0-1 the count here on Quentin James. Raiders have hit the ball actually really well here today. 9 hits so far tallied. They're going to reach that double-digit mark. Be a good time to get it right here. As James will foul that one back to the backstop again here now. 0-2 the count. And Jacobson struck him out swinging. That was his first batter when he came in the game. James looking to change his fortune this time. And fly ball there in the left center field. The left fielder goes back and will not be able to make the catch. So James there with an RBI double as the Raiders play a little add-on here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Now batting the center fielder, number 20, Brock Zitgraff.
Again, not a great location, especially for an 0-2 pitch.
Now running for the Raiders, number 12.
So James took full advantage right there. And we do have a courtesy runner, number 12, Noah Henderson, now on to run for Quentin James. So that one will be low there for a ball here on the Raiders center fielder, Brock Zitgraff. Zitgraff 0 for 2 here on the day so far. Had a sharp line drive to the shortstop, end up doubling Clay Eastep off, or Quentin James off, pardon me, there in that first inning. But then ended up walking there in the third, then struck out swinging in the fourth. So he's searching for his first hit of the day right here. The pitch Be fouled down the right side and out of play. Two on offering from Jacobson. Down the right field line. That's in there. That's going to be at least a double right here for Zitgraff. That's what I'm talking about. Snuck that one inside the first base bag. So the Raiders keep changing places right here as we put another run up on the board. RBI double there for Brock Zitgraff. So he's now at second base. Again, Noah Henderson scored there after being the courtesy runner there for Quentin James. And now the right fielder, Grayson Acosta, at the plate. And off the pitcher right there, going to be a tough play. And out is the call. Got him by about a half a step right there for the 4-3 putout. 4 out number 3 in the inning, but the Raiders play add-on here in the home half of the 6th inning as Wapahani gets 2 runs here on 3 hits, also no errors, and 1 runner left on. 9-3 at the end of 6. We'll head to the top of the 7th. We'll be back with more following these messages. Welcome back here to our Alfred Rods and Customs game break as we head here to the top of the 7th inning. And we're going to start things off here with the top of the order here for Greenwood Christian Academy. And that will be the shortstop, number 3, Caden Camden. And he is 1 for 2 here on the day, singled and walked. So again, 0-1 the count here on Caden Camden. Pitch from E-Step. That's going to fall low there for a ball, 1-1. And as I mentioned earlier, second game, Jay County and Park Tudor. I would imagine that will probably start around, if I had to guess, probably like around 12:20. Probably give them 30 minutes to get the field ready again, assuming we can get this game over with in a timely fashion. So the count here at 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Caden Camden. E-Step here with a wind-up and a pitch. Another one fouled off to the third base side. Look to see E-Step maybe go low and away right here, see if you can get him fishing. Instead, he went right back inside again there for ball 2. Another one grounded there to the third base side, foul. I got to be honest with you. I didn't know that was a 3-ball and 2-strike count. I thought it was still 2-2. Well, I guess every once in a while I'll make a mistake, and that was, I guess, that time. So a leadoff walk here to Caden Camden. Second baseman, number 44, Wyatt Schlager here at the plate. Let's see, we'll foul that one off. 0-1 the count. Pick off and easily back in there safely as Camden. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be high and away there for ball 2. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, shallow center field, and just over the outstretched glove there of Hayden James. So first two batters reach base. First a walk there to Caden Camden. And now the single by Wyatt Schlager. So first and second, nobody out. That brings up the catcher number 8, Colton Flint. He took one out of the ballpark there in the 5th inning for a solo shot. And that's going to hit him. And so now the Cougars will have the bases loaded here for the first baseman, Eli Jackson. So Caden Camden at third, Wyatt Schlager at second, Colton Flint at first. And we're going to get a pitching change, it looks like. It's going to be Grayson Acosta will come in to pitch here for Wapahani. So the pitching change will occur, and we will step aside here for a break. We'll be back. Again, the bases are loaded and nobody out here in the top of the 7th. We'll be back with more following these messages on the WHS Network.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
All right, folks, welcome back in the pitching change here again. Like I mentioned before we went to break, we have new pitcher on the mound here for Wapahani. That is Grayson Acosta. And Clay Eastep moved back to third. Brent Longfellow out of the game. Chopper here to the second baseman. And the throw to first will be in time for a 4-3 fielder's choice putout for out number 1. Again, a run does come on home to score right there to make this a 9-4 ball game. So again, Caden Camden scores. Schlager now moves to third base. And then Colton Flint moved up to second. And now the center fielder, number 14, Cole Mulhauser, at the plate here for Greenwood Christian Academy. The pitch swung on and missed, 0-1. Fouled off, 0-2. Nothing in 2, then that pitch will sail upstairs there for a ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Here's the pitch. Upstairs there for ball 2. Again, not a bad location there. Maybe get it down a little bit just to make things maybe a little bit more appetizing, but has the right idea as far as just changing the eye level of the hitter here a little bit. Let's see if he goes down. See if you might get him fishing for something a little bit low. He does snap, pop up there into shallow center field. Zitgraf is under it. He'll make the catch. The throw on the home will not be in time there as well, or will cut that one off and mishandled it. So a sacrifice RBI for Cole Mulhauser. Brings home Schlottiger. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, number 1, Ryder Knox. Last hope here for Greenwood Christian Academy. So 1-0 the count here on Ryder Knox. Again, Flint at second base. 2 away here in the inning. Ground ball here to third base side. It's going to get foul. Even the count up here at 1-1. Again, both of those runs will be charged there to Clay Eastep. Really, for the most part, I think Acosta right here has done a good job pitching to contact, and it's been soft contact too. The little ground ball there to the second baseman there, Hayden James, and then even the short pop fly there to center field there to Zitgraf. It's not like they're tattooing the ball, but just putting it, in the right place at the right time. So 2-1 the count. That's going to miss as Flint will go ahead and take third base. It's got to make sure and worry about the batter right here, trying to find a way to get out of this and get the W right here. 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Now 3-2. Again, the winner of this game will play either Jay County or Park Tudor. That game will probably be closer to probably 5 o'clock, if not a little bit after at this point. But we'll see. And that's going to be a walk. And we're not going to have a play at home plate. So 1 more run comes on in to score. And I'll make this a 9-6 ball game. So Bryce Jacobson here at the plate. Here's a pitch from Acosta. That's going to be upstairs here for ball 1-0. Acosta will come to the set. Here's a pitch. That's going to be fouled off. Now 1-1. One offering. That will miss low for ball 2. That pitch will also just miss. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, the tying run is on deck. Phew, that didn't miss by much either. So a walk right here, back-to-back walks.
Third baseman, number 42, Oliver Goodman.
Runners now at first and second. Like I said, the game-tying hitter at the plate will be Oliver Goodman, as we'll have a looks like a brief mound visit here. Like I said before, a little checkup from the neck up right here. You only have 1 out to get. So you just got to bear down, stay focused, and find a way to get this last out of the inning. I mean, you come into this inning, you're up 9-3. We got a couple of insurance runs, which thank goodness we did there in the bottom half of 6th. Or we'd only be up by 1 run right now, and that would have definitely made things even that much more interesting. But like I said, you just got to find a way to get an out right here. That's all you need. Only need 1. You don't have to have a strikeout. You just need an out. Nonetheless, doesn't matter how you get it as long as you get it. So now, like I said, the third baseman, number 42, Oliver Goodman at the plate. That will just be a touch inside there for a ball. 1-0 to start things off here on Goodman. He's reached base once. He's singled. Had an RBI single there in the first inning. Grounded out to the second baseman in the 4th, and then flew out to the center fielder in the 6th. And that will be in there for a called strike. Swung on and missed, strike 2.
Victor, little outside. Make him hit it. Make him hit it to a dollar.
1-2 pitch. Gets him swinging for strike 3. And that will do it here this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Again, your final score here today. It's your Wapahani Raiders 9, the Greenwood Christian Academy Cougars 6. So again, with this victory here this morning, Wapahani will now advance to the Wapahani Baseball Invitational Championship game. Again, that will be around 5 o'clock would be my guess. You can watch that right here on the WHS Network. Again, we'll play the winner of Jay County and Park Tudor again later on in the championship game. We hope you guys tune in there for that. Again, you can catch that live right here on the WHS Network. Again, as Wapahani victorious here today, 9-6, they now improve to 5-8 on the season with today's opening round victory. We'll step aside here for a quick break, and we'll be back here with our Raiders Live post-game show coming up here on the WHS Network. set it, and Rich will put it down with some authority. A deep three from Andrews. Oh, make it rain, baby! Yes! Drives left, kicks it to the corner, to the left wing. The corner, or the wing three is up and good. Zoe Swallow dials it up from long range. Payoff pitch here from Turner. And that's going to be a fly ball, center field. That's going to get out here if you lose. Here's the pitch. And a ground ball. That's going to get through the left side of the infield. That's going to score another run. And that's going to be an RBI single. All right, folks, welcome back here on the Raiders Live postgame show, again presented by Alfred Rods and Customs. A 9-6 victory here this morning here for your Wapahani Raiders over the Greenwood Christian Academy Cougars. Again, a final line score here for both sides. For Greenwood Christian Academy, they get 6 runs on 6 hits, 3 errors, and 8 runners left on base, while Wapahani tallies 9 runs on 11 hits, 2 errors, and 7 runners left on base. Again, Wapahani with a victory here this morning, improves to 5-8 on the season. Again, just a reminder that the winner of Jay County and Park Tudor will play Wapahani in the championship game a little bit later on this evening. Again, you can catch that live right here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. Again, with tonight's Wapahani Invitational Championship game. Again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in here this morning and gearing up for what should be a very good championship game later on tonight. Again, your final score, Wapahani 9, Greenwood Christian Academy 6. We'll see y'all back here in a little while here for tonight's Invitational Championship game. And until then, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. We'll see y'all. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys back here on the WHS Network.